Okay, baik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Faris Ammar bin Zulkifle. I'm a representative from group ZD Western website. So for today, I will demonstrate to Sir our website as our group project. So a bit of side note before I start to demonstrate. In Previously, we managed to host this website inside a virtual private server, that is VPS, and managed to uh, and everyone can access to the server via our domain. But due to our bad financial status, the server got shut down recently because we can't afford to rent the server. So we are forced to copy all of our file and host it for inside localhost. But do note that all function that Sir see today right now is what actually happen when these file are put inside a production environment. Alright, so let's get started. And also to save time, I will be showing the responsive elements each time when I try to change the website page. Alright, so first of all is the sign in and create account. So let's just assume that the user first time entering our page. So this is our page when the user first time insert it, and this is the page. Sorry, and this is the page when user enter it via mobile phone. So as Sir can see right now, all of our page is technically responsive, but still I will try to demonstrate to Sir. Alright, if I click here, our menu are sort depending on the physical size of the screen. Alright, so I'm just gonna be continuing on the PC version since I currently use laptop. Alright, so we go to the login section. Alright, so since the user doesn't have an account yet, this page, the user can click on don't have an account in order to register inside our page. Alright, so this is the view from PC, and this is the view from mobile phone. Right, this is the view from mobile phone. Alright, so I will putting some dummy data. Test. Alright, so I intentionally put the confirm password to be not similar to the password. So let's assume that the user made some mistake when filling the form. So when you just try to register, right, the website will be redirected to this page and will display message that the password confirmation does not match. So let us fill it again, but this time the website already captured the predefined value that has been entered by user just now. So test two, let's just test two for easy sake. So test.gmail.com. Alright, so this is the correct password. Alright, so when user successfully registered, the website will automatically redirect user to the main page, and the user will log in again to make sure that all the credential information was entered by user correctly. So test 2 and alright, so as you can see, I accidentally entered the email address wrong, but still the server said wrong email or password. Why I didn't specify which one is correct? We don't want hacker to know that this is actually a legit account but have the wrong password. So that's the reason why we only said the ambiguous statement, that is wrong email or password. So let's try again. Alright, so this time we have the correct credential information, and we have successfully logged in inside this website. So straight to the point, we want to reserve a table for inside this restaurant. Right, so the user click on the reservation button, which is on top of the web page. As you can see right now, this is the reservation page where the user are required to fill in information, and the user are required to choose on which table that the user want to reserve. So this is the page from laptop, and this will be the page from phone. As you can see, all layout, as I mentioned before, are still technically clean, and will change their size according to the phone size. Alright, so I will continue on the right. So as you can see right now, the website already pre-filled information that is required inside the form. This is because we want to reduce the number of user input. So the user can instantly try to book table even without them filling the form. We only just make this form necessary. Just assume that the user want to change some of the information, such as the user want to reserve for his friend, or the user want to change time. That's why we still make the forms available here, so that the user can change whenever necessary. Right, so for booking table, there are three types of table. There is vacant, you, and book. So let's assume that the user click on this book. So the website will pop up an alert stating that this table is already reserved by anyone else, obviously. So this option isn't valid. And let's just say that the user accidentally click on book a table. Nothing will happen because this form requires user to click on any table first. Then the option will only be available if user choose at least one table. Alright, so let's just take like two table. I want to choose table 2. Oh, I'm sorry. This website also stated that please fill number of people that will be reserving this table. So as we all know, even though we technically reserve the table, merchant doesn't know how many people that will gonna sit inside the table. So the user are required to fill on how many people that are going inside the restaurant. So for example, 6. We also prompt the user that one table is for 6 people. Please order more table if you are reserving for 6 people. So we really hope that the since we already put it on the center page, we hope that the user read it and change according on how many number of people that has been that want to reserve. Alright, so let's try 2 table, table 2 and table 3. So when I click on book a table, right, it's going to take some time because this is technically a local host. Right, so so our website will redirect user to a payment gateway. So technically this is BILPIS, that is actually a third-party payment gateway that is largely used by Malaysian company. So BILPIS is technically a third party where all transactions that happen inside this server only occurs on BILPIS server, not on our website. This is to ensure that all transactions are securely managed by the BILPIS and the bank only. Alright, so this is where the user can see the information. As you can see, because I booked 2 table, the description here write 2 table, and I also mention name, email, and mobile number that is quite the same as how did I register just now. And since this is a sandbox mode, BILPIS only offered BILPIS as the main transaction mode. But if I set this BILPIS to production mode, all of other online banking service such as IMB Bank, Maybank, and even Bank Islam online payment will be available here. Right? So just bear with me right now. So let's just click pay. So BILPIS will capture 2 status of payment, that is successful and failed payment. So let's just assume that everything's went fine and good and the user successfully pay for the table. Then the BILPIS will then redirect user to the history page where the user can see the recent reservation request. So this is our request. So this table was reserved on 25 July and on 8 a.m. So the status is success because the user successfully paid for the table. And here is the detail if the user wants to know more about the detail. So if I click on view, just ignore the warning. Alright, so this is our invoice that the user can show to the merchant if they want to show proof of payment. Everything is already clear inside of here. This is number of table, the rate of the table ID that the user reserved, and the time and date of the transaction happens. And this is the total bill that will be paid, that has been paid by the user. Alright, so next. Before I forgot to mention, this exact page technically responsive in terms of front end and back end. So in terms of front end, so as usual, all of this will be changed according on the screen size. But this is also responsive in terms of back end, because when user reserve another table, the history reservation request will also capture the traffic and will be inserted here, but I will be show it for you later. Next is the profile. So like others, profile is just where user can see the personal information that has been sent by user and stored inside the website. So this is inside the database, and if user want to change any information, like for example email address or phone, user can easily click on edit profile to change it. So user can change according to on what the user wants to change, but since this is common, I will be skipping this. So back to the reservation. Oh yes, I did mention that the reservation will change according on what the user has booked. So as you can see, since we already booked on table 2 and table 3, we are not able to reserve it anymore. So let's insert it here. And for your information, the content of the table, whenever it's booked or vacant, will be changed according to the date and time. So let's just say that I want to book table for tomorrow. So today is 25 and tomorrow is 26. So as you can see, the table value change depending on the date. So let us change back to today. And the server, and since we are using AJAX, so the AJAX will then change the value of the checkbox, as you can see right now, from reserved to vacant or to vacant to reserve. The AJAX also capture the time of the reservation. So let's just say that I want to book today at 9 a.m. And as you can see right now, the AJAX will also change the value of the table depending on time. So in conclusion, we already made this page responsive in terms of front end, where user can see the booked table or vacant depending on time and date. And we also make it responsive in terms of back end, where AJAX will be responsible of receiving query from the database. Alright, so I will just demonstrate on the reserve and on what happened if the user successfully paid for their table. So let's just assume that the user still want to reserve a table, but instead of successful payment that you have seen before, oh I'm sorry, I forgot to refresh. Right, so let's just assume that the user happens to want to reserve another table. So let's assume that table 4. So book a table. Right, so still be using bill please, but instead the payment failed for some unknown reasons. So the web page will redirect user to the same history page, but instead of success, the page will show fail status. Alright, so also I want to show this right now. This data table will change according on what the user wants to see. Let's just say that the user wants to see success first. So when I click on this, it will show success. But if the user wants to see the fail status first, so it will change according to the fail will be on top first. Alright, so the user can also search on the detail of the status. So let's just say I only want to search for success. Alright, so the data table will automatically queue the table to only show any words that contain the word SUCC, that is success. Alright, so that's it for our demonstration on the user part. We also made an admin part where our client, that is ZD Western, his staff can try to log in into our website using admin privilege. So let's go to the main page. Right. So normally, normal users such as ourselves doesn't have access to the admin page, and only if the users still want to go to the admin page using the normal user account, such as this. As you can see, the website will return an error indicating that the user does not have the right role for this website. So this prevents normal user from venturing any further into the admin section where information like personal information might be too valuable for other users to see. Alright, so what we need to do right now is log out from this website. And logging in into our admin page. Alright, so this is where the admin or the staff of the ZD Western will try registering for his login using the credential. So I already pre-made an account just for this purpose. Right, so when I try to log in, right, so I successfully logged in into the admin session as an administration. So in here, this is where admin can see the recent reservation request and some analytic value that we see fit, such as for example, in this section, this is how many admin is registered inside this page, and this will show how many user that has been registered for our page. And this is number of product. The product is actually, since this is actually a restaurant, and it is actually intended to be an e-commerce website, we actually still keep the file just in case that our clients still want to make it as an e-commerce. But for now, we strictly make this website as a reservation page only, and this will show the number of reservation that has been made by user and admin alike in every time, like from the start of the page until today. Right, so as you can see right now, this is the recent reservation request. So this is our self admin. So this is where the website will query all of the recent reservation requests that has been happened before. So this is our first attempt that is success, and this is our second attempt which is failed. So as a merchant, we want to change the status from complete or failed or pending depending on the situation, right? So let's just say that this customer test that has already paid and already eat on that table. Obviously the merchant want to change it to complete. So when I try to click on this button complete, so the page will refresh itself and the status of the customer reservation will be completed. And let's just say that suddenly the customer want to cancel the reservation, so the merchant can easily click on fail, indicating that the user didn't want to reserve the table anymore. Alright, so let's just say that suddenly the user from failed to pending, so we can just click pending. Alright, so same as before, like the data table that I have shown before, the search button can be used to see specific user. Like for example, I want to see the user Faris. So only user Faris. Oh, I'm sorry. Name is not searchable. But the point is, the search it can be used to query whenever that thing is pending or fail or uh, success, depends on it. But there's some problem, but never mind, it's gonna work later on. Right, so just in case that the merchants want to see whenever proof of payment, the merchant can click on view to see the invoice that has been shown by user. So this is a short description of the invoice where we cut down on unnecessary information and only put valuable information that will be required by the merchants to validate the invoice, such as invoice number, username, time, and date. All of these are just additional information, just in case the merchants wants it. So let's just go back to the dashboard. So I already show you the responsive element of backend. So this will be the view when the user log in using phone. Oh, sorry. So as you can see, all of the element has been neatly arranged, even though that this is from a mobile view. Alright, so that's it for our main purpose of this website. And for responsive, we can conclude that this website is responsive in terms of front end, which because we use Bootstrap, and this website is also responsive in terms of back end because we use jQuery and Ajax. Next, for additional remarks, I'm sorry. Alright, so we use for development environment, we use localhost, that is Laragon. And for production environment, we actually deploy this website into a virtual private server, but I'm not able to show it to Sir because our server got suspended. But all of the function that Sir just seen right now will be functioning as how Sir just see right now, except for bill please, where user can select multiple bank. Right. So for architecture framework implementation, I use Laravel because Laravel use PHP as its main scripting. So let me just show Sir the coding of the Laravel website. Oh, apologize, I forgot to change. Alright, so this is where our folder and files stored. So as you can see here, this is actually Laravel framework, where all of the view, all of the HTML or CSS or even JavaScript are stored in here. Alright, so next, for next the remarks. For security and privacy hardening, since we use Laravel, Laravel have one feature that is eloquent, which is eloquent only use only query to server by only post. So let's just assume that I make some query to the server, so that query will be sent to the server via post, so that any hacker will not be able to intercept the traffic and will retrieve the data. So that is one of our main feature of security. So next, lastly is unique feature applied in your project. So I'm sorry. So back to the project. Right. So back to the let's go back to the main page. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, even though that we are logged in as admin will still be able to log in as a regular user inside the main page. So let's just say that before I forgot to mention, in this web page we implement Ssl certificate. So Ssl certificate encrypt all the connections that happen inside the website, So technically, our connection between my laptop and this website is technically secured by SSL. And just in case that hackers want to change from a secure protocol to insecure protocol by changing the HTTPS to HTTP, as you can see, even though that the hacker wrote HTTP, the website itself will redirect the hacker to use a secure protocol instead, so that the hacker will not be able to track users traffic even though the user want to use HTTP. So that's it from us. I hope that Sir understand our financial status, that we are not able to show Sir our production environment that use that that we use server to host our website. So yeah, that's all from us. Thank you, Sir, for listening.